when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at Special Delivery Charizard. Because I told you a little while ago, and I told you this extremely clearly, I told you that Special Delivery Charizard was over. And I meant it, that there wasn't some kind of lie, at the point when I told you that Special Delivery Charizard was done. Special Delivery Charizard was not being given out anymore. Well, ladies and gentlemen, things might have changed. Now, when I say they might have changed, I don't mean they have. I mean, this might shock you, they might have changed. No guarantee one way or the other, but essentially what happened was that there was a chance where codes were given out. There was a point in time where codes were being given out for Special Delivery Charizard. And you would get that code and you would go and pop it in when you spent $20 or more at the Pokémon Center, and you would get Special Delivery Charizard. That would be sent with your delivery. And then time went by, and then time went by, and then after a while, people started getting emails that basically said, yeah, mate, we're done. Special Delivery Charizard is over. There will be no more Special Delivery Charizard being sent. We're not giving out any more codes. The codes that have been given out are done. Which is a little bit sad, and I figured at that stage, well, it was over, surely. Well, I got a message from a very lovely person over on Twitter, and let's be clear, I am not saying that this is a full thing, and I'm not saying it's going to keep happening, but they just got sent a Special Delivery Charizard on their order. Now, what's especially interesting, this is a lovely Frankie B over on Twitter, what's especially interesting here is that they were one of the people that got an email saying, yeah, mate, you're not getting a code. And yet they just put in an order, and their order came through, and it did come with the flat brass ornament Pokémon Winter Wonders, a really cool ornament you can get when you're ordering on the Pokémon Center at the moment, which is really rather cool. But at the same time, they got Special Delivery Charizard. Now, there are a few potential things that have happened here, and we got to admit, straight off the bat, we've got to make it aware, could have been a mistake. This could be as simple as somebody packing this made a mistake. Because you've got to think, if they had extra ones left over, they would have sent out more codes. Or maybe they were going to send the codes out for a certain amount of time, and then they just decided that any extra would be casually kind of slipped into existing orders. So I am not telling you that you should all go and run right now and order from the Pokémon Center online because you're going to get a Special Delivery Charizard. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying, however, is if you are ordering from the Pokémon Center, check your package very, 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 very carefully. Because there is every possibility, or at least a small possibility, that we're gonna see Special Delivery Charizard popping up in more of these. I can't tell you this is definitely a thing, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I absolutely can tell you that it's unlikely to only happen once. It's probably gonna be something that happens to at least a few people. I'm gonna say at least a few people. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Like I say, it's got to be borne in mind. It's something that I find extremely interesting, and it is something that, quite frankly, I think we should be keeping a little bit of an eye on. This is kind of awesome. Because, like I said, the chance was passed. We all entered for the codes, and we all entered for the codes, unless you weren't collecting back then. And I know an awful lot of people got codes, and I know an awful lot of people, well, not an awful lot of people, but I know that some people missed out. It's sad. But some people did miss out, and nobody likes missing out on stuff like this. I am extremely surprised to see this one popping up and being a thing. It's not something I was expecting, but I'm kind of loving it, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely loving it. Now, that then does lead to the question of, well, if you didn't get one of these, if for whatever reason you didn't get one of these codes, what's the price looking like on these? And actually, over on TCG Player, the graph, I love looking at the graph. The graph shows us that the price of this has kind of crumbled. When these were released back in July, we saw people were paying $200, over $200. The market price was actually $250. The market price is now $40. And if we look at the recent sales over on TCG Player, yeah, it's about 40. That seems about right. So that's kind of cool. And if we go over and have a look on eBay, we see a similar kind of thing. So if we go and have a look at the sold items, the ones that have actually sold, we can see that people are spending, well, about $40. Although I've got to have a little bit of a gripe here. You see, that badge, which somebody paid $75 for, that sold out. The Special Delivery Charizard pin badge, that sold out on the Pokémon Center US really quickly, and was available on the Pokémon Center UK for months. There were so many times when I was even ordering from there. Well, I was ordering anyway, and I could have spent like an extra tenner and just got that. And I was like, nah, I'll get it next time. And then, of course, it went. And now I'm kind of not in a lot of luck here, because I don't think I'm ever going to pick that badge up for a decent price again. It's my own fault, ladies and gentlemen. I deserve no sympathy, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it made me just a little bit sad. Hey-ho. Now, the one thing you can do, of course, over on eBay is go and buy yourself a Special Delivery Charizard code, because that's what a lot of people have been doing. Now, I will say, these are still usable until December, so you can absolutely use them right up until December. The code is starting to creep up in price. I showed you before they were $4. There are ones that is arguably US only. That's what they're being touted as over on US eBay. And they're there for $6.75. It's not quite the $3.50, $4 that we saw for a long time, but it's not exactly a huge amount of money there. This one is quite nice. You can pick up the code quite cheaply. And let's be clear, right? If you're somebody who is desperate for a Special Delivery Charizard, my advice is not, hey, go and order from the Pokemon Center and cross your fingers, you might get a Special Delivery Charizard, because obviously I don't think that's a very good idea. If I hear more of these, I will either make an update video or I'll let you know on my Twitter over on the Wassy, depending on which ends up being more appropriate. But like I say, I refuse to believe it's only happened once. And yeah, sure, the person to whom it happened could be pulling my leg. They could be lying to me. But then again, by the same token, they're somebody I trust. I don't think they would do this. They're somebody who have hooked me up with information in the past and have proven to be very reliable. So you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm choosing to trust them. I think they're not lying to me about this. I believe them. So where does this leave us? Like, what's the conclusion here? And the conclusion essentially is, this has happened, and maybe it will happen again, and maybe it won't. Maybe this is a one-off. Maybe this is something which is going to happen a few times. Or maybe this is going to happen to a big batch of orders because Pokemon just had a bunch left over. And my instinct does tell me that if they had a bunch left over, maybe they would have just given more codes out. Because that seems pretty sensible. That seems pretty easy. But then again, maybe there are a whole bunch of issues with giving out codes that I'm just not aware of. Maybe they generated a certain amount of codes and trying to generate more codes is just too awkward. Maybe they've decided that sending out codes at the end of November that expire at the end of December is not a good business move, and they feel like doing that is going to annoy more people than it's actually going to help, and it's therefore not worth it in the end. I don't know. But I will tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Given that I was absolutely convinced that Special Delivery Charizard was over, not least because they literally sent out emails saying that Special Delivery Charizard was over, the fact that there is a chance you might be getting it coming in your orders in the not too distant future, I cannot be the only one that thinks that is really, 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 really cool. That's what I think, at least. I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts! be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wazzy. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel. You can get some bonus podcasts or answer all of your questions. You can join a Discord and chat with us. And you can get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Kanto Royalty, who's been a supporter of ours for about a year now, in fact, and does seem to be a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and for being a thoroughly lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.